Welcome to this tutorial brought to you by Tutorial Man 97 here, and that is what I'm going to show you what to do today. Also, let's get started. Under geometry and understanding perimeters, you can pick whatever you want to explode. I'm just going to do a sphere, not that big, because the explosion is going to be pretty big. So, the particles, I mean. Segments doesn't matter. Hemisphere, you don't really need anything. These, you don't need anything either. So what you're going to do is you're going to go under geometry, standard primitives, sorry, and then go under particle system. Right off the bat, you're going to go to PA array, and you're going to make like a medium-sized box. You don't want too big or too small. Just like that. Maybe the size of your thing that you're going to be exploding, but if it's really big, I wouldn't make that. Like, say if your object's pretty big, I wouldn't make it that big, because really this just helps this, and this disappears during the render. So unless you click, unless you go under rendering and you say display hidden geometry, so if you go under, so you're gonna click on your PA array and you're gonna go under modifier, and it's very important that you click pick object under basic parameters. You're going to click your object that you want to explode, and it should say object Saphira1. That is my object that I'm going to be exploding today for this tutorial. I'm going to go to viewport display. I'm going to go mash. You can mess around with this. It doesn't really affect how, well, actually it will, but it's not going to like ruin it. User rate, you can probably do 20 if you want. User rate. And then if you can see, there's like, you can barely see over here. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but you can barely see the particles. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to fix that right now. Go into PA array, and you're going to go down. Maybe we can make the size a little bit bigger. We go down, and we have, no matter what, if you're going to do an exploding object, you have to have objects from, you got to have your object fragments, so you want to tell Max that, hey, the object I selected that I want two particles to come out, I want that to, the particles, I want the outer fragment of my ball that I selected to explode. So now it's going to explode, like we told Max. So what it does, the object fragments, when you play it, it explodes the outer shell. And you can always hide this right now, but I'm going to do that at the end because we might have to do some other stuff with it. This way, you know, it doesn't look like you explode the ball and there's another ball underneath it. So, yeah, that might be what she said, but you're going to go under, you can do thickness and you can make it thicker. I'm just going to do it like it was last time. Make sure I put it 2. You can go under number of checks, smoothing angle. I wouldn't do smoothing because if you do smoothing, it's just gonna ruin it. It does the same thing with everything. So if you just put up 180, it's still gonna move like this, and it's really stupid. So I wouldn't do that. I think Autodesk should have done something about that. But you know, they can already do so many things. So go down, you can go under spin time, and you can make the spin controls. We'll make it 30, because the more surrealism it is, because the particles move. Like you see this one right here, it's moving all over the place. Alright, say if this would be really good for fireworks. You guys should do that for a video response, for like make a guy with a exploding thing in the middle and it's a firework. That would be pretty cool. So if you want the particles to die, you can click die after collision. I'm not sure what these do, but it should do something, I think. And something about the particles after collision. That should be it. And we're going to add the explosion. We already got the particles. So now if we just like render it right here, You can see there's the explosion in the particles. You can always make the particles bigger too. Alright, so now we're going to add the explosion. You're going to go to geometry. Actually, you're not going to go to geometry. You're going to go to helpers under the create folder. Go to helpers. You're going to go down to atmospheric and partis. Sorry, I can't pronounce it. You're going to click Saphir Gizmo. You're going to put it the size of your circle. And it's really important, so you don't want to skip ahead of this, because whatever you do, if you think you know what you're doing, don't, because it's a big mistake. Because if you want your flame to be bigger, because it's this small, you should expand it. The more bigger it is, the more the more explosion it's gonna be. So we're gonna click on our Saphir Gizmo. We're gonna go under modify, and we're gonna go to atmospheres and effects. We're gonna click add, and we're gonna click fire effect, and we're gonna click on fire effect, and we're gonna go to setup. And it basically has a default for you. You can always change the smoke color and what it's about and stuff. Inner color, you can make it a little bit darker. You can do anything. You can make the flame blue. You can make it anything. Basically, you want it to be a fireball. Flame size, flame detail, I want that 20, and samples, destiny 20, samples 2. If you want your smoke to have a kind of a wind effect, like it drifts away or something, you can put that at 50. And it's very important you click on explosion down here under explosion. So you click explosion, and you can click setup explosion. You can start the end time and stop the end time. Like, say if you had it at a specific time, you can mess with the setup explosion when it sets up. You can go under fury. You can add a little bit more to that, and go under effects. And you can always add a blur or a brightness or depth of field, but we're not doing that in this tutorial. And that should be it. Say if you want your because when I first rendered this in IMAX, well, I didn't render in IMAX, I rendered in a low resolution so I could see if everything was good. In that video I showed in the beginning, it was really small, and I was wondering why it was small. What you have to do to make it bigger, the explosion bigger, you have to make this. You gotta make your Saphir Gizmo bigger if you want. Depending how much flame you want or fire, you have to add more gizmo, Saphir Gizmo. And if you're gonna render, I do it right there. Say if you're about to render, you see the fire. I'll do it over here because they might show a little bit more fire. That's the smoke. That's fire. God. That's the fire. Say if you want that bigger, click on that. Now we should look at it. Now it'll be bigger. Say what's up with the ball? What you gotta do is you go into the middle, simple as this. You click on it and you click hide selection. And if you want, you can put an omni light in there. If you want to add some light in there. So now if we show it, ooh, there's still a ball in there. We should remove the enemy light. I don't think alright. There. What the heck? Why isn't the ball showing? Hide selected. There we go. Now if you see, now it looks like an explosion. You can always make it bigger, depending how much you do the selecting thing, whatever. And that wraps up this tutorial today. Hope it wasn't too long. It's pretty useful information. You can explode buildings, anything. Got a rocket through the sky and it blows up. Particles everywhere. And you can always mess up the PA array system. So that's it for this tutorial. Leave a response. Show me a firework or something. That'd be pretty cool. And subscribe, comment, and rate. Thanks. See you guys later.